Let me guess, you're not really participating in your life right now. You're supervising it, watching from a comfy little seat near the back, waiting for the good part to start. Bad news, there is no back row in life. You've been standing on the stage this whole time, fully lit in front of everyone, giving the performance of your life, playing the role of someone who just isn't ready yet. And it's so exhausting, isn't it? That's the part that doesn't add up. You barely do anything noteworthy and you're burned out. Then how crushing must it be to actually do something real with your life when just going along with the flow is already that tiring? My friend, pretending you don't want your own life is a full-time job and you've been pulling overtime. I know this game because I played it for years beautifully. Picture me at 29 working in a market research agency in Berlin, open plan office, a gray carpet, I wear a nice little blazer, and I'm sitting at my computer as everybody, just typing away, working on projects that nobody will remember. Yay, lunch break! Let's poke in my little salad and swipe on Instagram, deep in some stranger's life. She just moved country, started her business, posting her little wins and lessons like she cracked the code, and I'm happy for her, sort of. And underneath that happiness, there is this small, flat voice. Must be nice. Must be different for people like that. After lunch, I closed the app and I feel so mature about it because I'm not jealous. I am preparing for my turn. I have the stable job. I'm saving money. I don't go out for lunch. I cook for myself. I do the courses on the weekends, stacking up qualifications, getting ready for the day when it's finally my turn for my big thing, which was always conveniently later, but I wasn't stuck. I was in pre-production mode for a film that was never going to start shooting. And maybe you're in pre-production too. You have got your future someday self and she's gorgeous. She wakes up early. She is scared of nothing. She has done all the healing and finally earned the good life. And the plan is simple. The second you feel like her, you start to act. I'm sorry, babe, she ain't coming. She's a daydream you keep so well fed that you never have to be the one who actually tries. And while you wait for her, the years are going somewhere quite fast, actually. You look up and 5 of them are gone when the only thing you have completed is the research phase. I'm not avoiding it. I'm preparing. I'm doing the inner work. And once I've saved a bit more, after this one last course, then I'll be ready. You keep waiting to feel ready. Ready for what though? There is no "you are ready" certificate coming. No emails going to land going, "Congratulations, your preparations are complete. You may now start living your life." And before you tell me you're just lazy, you're not. Lazy would be way easier. Lazy would at least be honest. What you are doing is far more sophisticated than that. And you're doing it on purpose without knowing. Let me show you how. The psychology of that is embarrassingly simple. Every time you reached for that bigger life, even just in your head, something quietly walked you back to your seat. Because your brain has exactly one job, and it's not your happiness. It's to keep you the same. Same kept you alive this long, while different might get you killed. So every time you consider stepping on the stage of your life, it grabs your wrist and walks you back. Gently, like a parent collecting a child that got lost in a supermarket. No, that's where you belong. Over here with the small, safe stuff. And it's protecting a tiny version of you because you learned how big you are allowed to be a long time ago. How much space to take up, how to be easy, how to be not too much. And you've been running that program on autopilot ever since. Sometimes quietly confused why you are still shrinking yourself in rooms you are actually allowed to be big in. But that's not the main reason. You'd rather stay in the back row of that performance. What many people think, but it's not that, you're not scared of failing. You have failed a dozen times and you're still here. Failing is survivable. You stay there because you're scared of finding out. Right now, parked in the back, this "I'm not really trying yet" allows you to think that it will be brilliant when you finally will start. This dream is allowed to stay perfect because you never make it prove anything. It's like you're protecting this fantasy, and the day you'd actually go for it is the day you would find out, and a quiet part of you would rather die not knowing. So you don't audition for your own life, you review it from the back row. Well, 3 stars. That's the alibi. The side character can never lose because she has never been really playing. And I also lived in that alibi until I was 29. So at 29 in 2018, I quit that agency job and applied for welfare money. No savings and no backup plan in sight. And I need you to hear just how unglamorous that was because Instagram lied to you. People post stuff like, "Yes, I did it. I quit. I will now start my own business. I write the book. I buy the ticket," and everybody is clapping. And you just assume that it will continue to be that heroic. But it's not at all. It did not feel cinematic. There was no music playing. I felt sick and guilty. It felt illegal, like quitting was breaking a rule that nobody ever told me, but everybody was silently enforcing. And I had this backwards for years. I thought I needed to become brave first, and then I'm allowed to do the brave thing. Then the brave thing will, of course, be successful. As if all those people doing crazy things with their life all had their shit together first, and then they were allowed to take the big leap. Wrong order. You don't feel ready. It feels more like overwhelm and confusion, but you still act. You act badly, embarrassingly, and you repeat that again and again and again, stumbling your way through life, but at least in your direction. And after a while, your brain goes, without you noticing, apparently we're someone who does that now. And the confidence you were waiting for turns up afterwards, like a receipt for something you already bought. That's the entire show. Stop waiting to feel like the lead and start force-feeding your brain footage that you already are one. And it's never the big dramatic leap, no matter how many social media posts you see that talk about that. Nobody starts there. Everybody feels unprepared, humiliated, and alone when they do something out of character. But that is just how real life feels like before it is edited and posted online. Because that is the con of watching somebody else's life. You only get the edited highlight reel, the leap, the glow up, the moment everything's changed. Then you're holding the messy, uncut footage of your life against their highlight reel and call this gap proof that you are not ready yet. But you are already on the scene. You are on the stage. The spotlight is on you. Now. So trust me, there is no such thing as being behind. You've been just doing something weirdly human, which is keeping yourself small and safe and telling yourself, not yet. There is no perfectly prepared version of you stepping off a train and handing you the ticket with the permission to start now. The only thing left for you to decide is whether you keep reviewing your life from the back row or you get up and do one thing today that makes this version of you feel outdated. So do this today, not someday, one day. Something this tiny spectator version of you would never dare. And start with something embarrassingly small. Post the thing, send the voice note that you've been re-recording, Say the sentence out loud. And it should feel cringe. That's the receipt. If any of this felt personally targeted, good. Tap like, and it's just you admitting that you are in fact ready. And subscribe to this channel, but not as a favor to me, but as a scrap of evidence that you are someone who chooses to participate in their own life. And then come tell me, drop the thing you're doing this week in the comments. I read them, I reply, and I want to know exactly which one of you is getting out of that seat. And now this video on screen is the next step. It's about how I tore my life down at 32. It's for the version of you who does get out of that seat, goes on stage, and then immediately panics. Go there.